Hello, I'm Annalouise, and I'm going to be talking about sparks of joy. Have you ever felt that raising the vibration on planet Earth to more happiness, more love, more light can feel a little bit of an overwhelming task? I don't know about you, but sometimes that's felt the case for me. And yet, the reality is that joy just is about this moment. And in this moment, joy can potentially be so simple. And once the joy has been ignited in this moment, it gives the potential for the joy to be spread and spread and spread. Have you ever found that someone said to you, "Oh, something you said really changed my day," or "Something you did really changed my day"? Certainly that is my experience, that the small things can really change the day in someone. So just being appreciated or being loved a little can turn around the compass, and then they get to be able to let more joy in, more light, and to be more open, more receptive for their day, rather than to perhaps be in a place of lower joy and happiness and love. My top 10, well, I don't know whether they're top to be honest, but I have 10. I'm sure you have lots too. So I'm going to run through 10 tips to spark joy that I invite us all to try out. I'm sure you've tried them all out before, but it's always nice to have a little reminder. And I'm sure you've got more too that you can perhaps include in the comments below for us all have some more fresh ideas of how to spark joy. Number 1 is wildflowers. I have a friend called Liz that when she came round to my house, she used to make up a little posy of wildflowers and put a lovely bit of string around it and give me the wildflowers. And it was so joyful because the flowers are so beautiful, so joyful because of the simplicity in it and no packaging and nothing added, and so joyful because of the time she's taken to collect the flowers and to then make them up and give them to me. I think we neglect the wondrous gift of wildflowers sometimes. We may buy flowers at a supermarket or somewhere else, whereas actually just nature sitting right here is there to be appreciated for free, available for all of us at certain times of year. So wildflowers, thank you, Liz. The second one is really simple. It's wishing someone a lovely day or a wonderful day from the heart. So not just saying it, not saying the words, but feeling it, really feeling that when we look at them, it's like we're wishing them just a wonderful day. I really noticed this a few weeks ago. I was walking along a footpath in Portugal and some people crossed my path, and one of them just said to me, "Oh, have a lovely day." And I could feel they meant it. I could feel they were a stranger, but I could feel they meant it, and I received it. And I actually walked away with a few tears in my eyes because it was such a direct transmission. And I make a habit to wish people a lovely day, whether I'm in the supermarket, whether I'm on a call to someone, and allow myself to fill up my heart when I say it. And I'm often surprised by people's reaction. Often people pause a little bit and thank you. I can feel it's landed. So experimenting with wishing people a lovely and wonderful day in a way that it truly lands in the whole system. That's number 2. Number 3 is something funny. So sparking joy with something funny. It's so easy these days, isn't it, to share something funny. We have the ability, technological ability to share something funny. Just an hour or so ago, I shared a little funny video with someone, and they came back to me and said, "Oh, thank you so much, because I was just feeling a little bit sad about something difficult was coming up in my life, and I got your video and it put a smile on my face." And I know I often feel the same when people send me something funny. It's like, oh, that's just what I needed right now. And it's so quick and easy to do. And this next one links into that, which is something inspiring. I never used to watch the news, but now I watch the news. I read the news, and I filter for like the most inspiring, uplifting stories, and I tune in to feel who might want to witness this story too, who it might fill up, and I send it off into the world. And when I receive similar stories, it's like, oh yeah, we have so much negative news, right? That rebalance that with some positive news is just wonderful. And if you haven't heard of it, you might be interested in the Good News Network. You can sign up to their email. You get a daily email of positive news from around the world. That's a great resource to forward on little articles to people to uplift their day. Number 5, again, super simple, is to communicate that we're thinking of someone. How often in a day do you think of people you know? They just cross your awareness. Quite often, right? I think, like, people just go, oh yeah. And how often do we actually action that thought, or how often do we just let it go? What if, how many times we action it, we double it? So say if we thought of someone, we just drop them a line or leave them a message saying, oh, I was just thinking of you and I'm just sending you a big hug. Or, oh, you just crossed my mind, just hoping all's good for you, lots of love. And how does it feel for you when someone leaves a message like that? That sense that you're being thought of and you're crossing someone's awareness. Well, for me, I'm often touched, and I often notice that when people leave messages like that for me, it comes at the perfect moment, just when I need that little bit of a bolster. So that's an invitation for us to, when we next have someone crossing our awareness, to just take a little action, a 10-second action, to spread that awareness out into the world in a way that's actually more fully received in words or in voice. The next one is food. A great thing to uplift joy. And the most powerful example I had of this was in the first lockdown, and a friend who lives about a kilometre away baked some hot cross buns. And she's like, bake some hot cross buns. Would anyone like some? And we were only allowed out of the house to go to the grocery store. We weren't allowed to go out for exercise or anything. So I was like, yeah. So on my way back from the grocery store, I got a little package that was left outside of her door and picked up my hot cross buns. And it was so exciting. It was one of the most exciting things that had happened for several weeks. And so that inspired me on to then make some chocolate brownies, and I dropped them off at people down the street just outside their door another day, again on the way to the supermarket. And it's just so powerful. The other day I came back after a trip away and I'd had a long drive, and my neighbour happened to have just cooked dinner and he had some spare dinner and he gave me dinner, and it was like, oh, this feels so good. So cooking some chocolate brownies, leaving someone a prepared dinner outside their house. Oh, I think it's a great way to ignite joy. And the next one is micro gifts, unexpected micro gifts. So not when it's someone's birthday or Christmas, but just finding something little and giving it to them. Actually, I've got one right here. That's perfect. This is perfect. So this was a micro gift from this gorgeous young lady. I can't remember how old she was now. Maybe 12 or so. And she saw me playing my guitar, and we had a day out, and she had made this for me. As a little gift, and I was so touched. I was so touched that not it was the right colour for my guitar. She'd gone to the trouble of making it, and now it lives on my bookshelf. And every time I see it, I think of her, and her beautiful energy, and it fills me up. And that micro gift, I'm never going to throw away. I imagine that I'll have it for the whole of my life, because every time I look at it, I do get that injection of joy. And that's the great thing about micro gifts, is often they're kept. And so the little moment of a micro gift gets expanded potentially to a whole lifetime of joy. So micro gifts. Next one, number 8, is appreciation. This is another one that I'm constantly surprised about, the power of appreciation. When I take the time to say to someone, oh, what I really appreciate about you, or I'm so impressed by how you've done this, or I love the way you're living your life because of X, Y, and Z, or whatever it might be, I'm taken aback by the potency of those words and how little many of us get appreciated. When we're kids, often we might get appreciated more, maybe teachers or parents or family friends. And yet when we're adults, that happens much less, I think. What if we would appreciate each other like we are appreciating, a 7-year-old? How magical would that be? Filling ourselves up with appreciation and other people around with appreciation. So I appreciate you right now for watching this video and for being open, sparking joy in the world. I really, really appreciate you. Appreciation. Number 9 is helping hand. Offering a little helping hand of support. And again, I think it's the sort of small offers of help that can be really, really powerful. Oh, can I help you with your bag? Or at the end of a workshop, oh, could I just sweep the floor? It might only take 5 minutes, but it can feel so good for someone that's feeling overwhelmed or burdened just to have a little bit of support. It's so much more about the moral support and the sense of I'm here with you, rather than necessarily the amount of physical support. So helping hand. And the last one is a written note. So simple. I think we all really love, or most of us probably really love, receiving a handwritten note. Not something that we do regularly. And yet it can take a couple of minutes, right, to handwrite a note. And yet when we receive it, it feels so special, and again, something that can stay with us. So those are my 10 tips for igniting joy in today and tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. What other ones have you got that you'd like to share with us all? Please do post them below so we can all elevate together. And I invite us all to find a way today to invite a moment of extra joy in someone around us, whether through a message, whether it's interaction, and noticing how it affects them, noticing how it affects us, feeling the change in our vibration, and having an awareness that it's in our hands and we are capable of adding an extra layer of joy in every day without the need of a lot of work or a big project or lots of money or anything like that. So simple. So to spark more joy in the world, I invite you to share this video with other people that might be interested, and do press like if you've liked this video, and subscribe to the channel. You can press the bell for notifications. And if you want to hear more about my work, go to www.resonating.love. I hope this has made you smile at least a few times, and I hope it might trickle out into the world to allow a little bit more of love, appreciation, joy, and wonder. Wishing you a wonderful rest of the day, full of inspiration and extra joy.